Hello, students. All right, today we are on section 11.2. Remember, if you ever need any more notes or you're not understanding anything, you can always go to that little waffle key and go down to the red McGraw-Hill book, and you can certainly go there and also look at the notes and stuff that are there too. So today we're finding the area of polygons, so like area of hexagons and pentagons and octagons and things like that. Now, I think you probably figured out, if you did the assignment from 11.1, the two assignments, that our 45-45 and 30-60-90 and SOHCAHTOA and Pythagorean triples are so important. Okay, so if you do not understand those, you need to get help. We are using them the rest of the year. So please make sure that you get help. Okay, so today when we're finding the area of a polygon, this is our formula that we can use. There are a few other ways that we can find the area of a polygon. We are just going to do this one way. I will also do kind of a side lesson for those of you that are four-year college bound, going to take the ACT. I will also be doing another lesson for you guys to watch if you'd like to. It would be definitely very helpful. So please take a look at that if you wish. All right, so here's our formula. It's called area is apothem times perimeter divided by 2. So the A stands for apothem, and what is the apothem? It is the distance from the center of a polygon perpendicular to a side. So when we look at my picture here, see how this would be the center of my polygon right here, and the apothem is drawn perpendicular to the side. So that's just one spot where the apothem could go in that hexagon. I could draw it over here as well. So if I start at the center and I go perpendicular to the side, that would also be an apothem right there. Okay, I could draw in more. There'd be 6 of them. The perimeter is the distance around the polygon. So if I tell you that this side here is 5, then all of these are 5, and so then our perimeter would be 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 30, 30, right? So our perimeter would be 30. All right, so that's what we're going to use for our formula. Now, these other pieces are also super important. So you'll see we have something called a central angle, a radius. So if you thought of this circle as, this polygon as a circle. All right, so if I drew in the circle there. So remember, a radius goes from the center to the edge of the circle. All right, so these right here are radiuses. The apothem does not go all the way to the edge of the circle, so that is not a radius, right? So we've got the radius of a polygon, the apothem, and then we also have just the side. So the bottom down here is called the side. All of these are sides of our polygon. Okay, so on these examples here, right, I'm giving you the apothem on this one. The apothem is 7, a side is 8. So hopefully we'd be able to find the area fairly quick. So the apothem is 7. So we can go ahead and put in 7. The perimeter, we'd have 8, 8, 8, 8, 8. So 8 times 5, so our perimeter would be 40. So then you would just type in 40, not 46. You type in 7 times 40 is 280 divided by 2. So it would be 140 units squared. So those are the easy type, and you'll have a couple easy ones like that on your homework. Now on a square, right, on a square, yeah, you can use apothem perimeter divided by 2 if you want. However, remember squares are just base times height, or a square is also a rhombus, so we could use our diagonal 1 times diagonal 2 divided by 2 that we learned last time. So you can use any of these formulas. Like I said, you could also use your apothem times perimeter divided by 2. Okay? On a square, if the apothem here is 6, we could draw another apothem up here. So from the center, perpendicular to the side. So that would also be 6. So that height there of that square would just be a 12. And we know that if we have 12 as one of the sides, all of the sides are 12, right? So we could just do base times height, so 12 times 12 is 144, or we could do the apothem was 6, the perimeter would be 12 times 4 is 48, so 6 times 48 divided by 2, any of those would work, and again it would be 144 units squared, okay? So for squares, I guess I would probably just use this basic base times height. That's my thoughts on that. So now when we get to these two down here, I know the apothem here is 4, but I don't know the side, so I can't figure out the perimeter. And if I look at this one, I know the side is 6, so I could figure out the perimeter, but I don't know the apothem. So that's where it comes in that we need to find a missing piece. We need to find a missing side. So you have to either use Pythagorean triples, 45, 45, 30, 60, 90, or SOHCAHTOA. All right, so here we go. In order to find those missing sides, we do need to know the angles. All right, so my first example here is a pentagon, and I drew in all the radiuses on my pentagon. So what I've created is 5 triangles, right? So we've got 5 triangles. And we know that these 5 angles are going to be 360 degrees because they make like a circle, right? So if I want to know how much each of these angles are, and they're called the central angles, as you can see up here, right? I'm just going to take 360. There's 5 triangles or 5 angles there. So 360 divided by 5, each of those central angles are going to be 72. Okay? Now, when I'm figuring these out, I would need the apothem, right? So when I go ahead and I draw in the apothem on this one, well, what happens to my 72? It gets split. Okay? So now that angle, the big angle was 72, but now this angle would be a 36, and this angle over here would be a 36. Okay? And then, of course, we would figure out these corners down here. So if I've got 3690, this would have to be 54. 3690, this would be 54. So what that means on a pentagon is, are we going to be able to use 45, 45 or 30, 60 triangles? No, right? We're going to have to use either a Pythagorean triple or our SOHCAHTOA, our trig. Okay? On a hexagon, so on a hexagon, there are 6 triangles when we draw in all the radiuses. This is still going to be 360 degrees. Okay, but now I have 6 pieces. So it would be 360 divided by 6. So each of those central angles are going to be 60 degrees. Okay? Now, if it was an octagon, I would do 360 divided by 8. So each of those angles would be 45s. If it was a decagon, 360 divided by 10. So each of those would be 36. Right? Now, on a hexagon, when I draw in the apothem, okay, again, my 60 gets split, so each of these would be 30. And if that's 30, 90, this one down here would be 60. So what we see on a hexagon is that we create a little 30, 60, 90 triangle here, which then means that we can use our 30, 60, 90 rules to find the missing pieces fairly quickly. All right, one more here. So on a regular triangle, I know most of the time we just use base times height, but what if I don't give you the base and the height? What if I give you a radius, all right? So again, these angles here would be 360. Okay, there are 3 of them. So each one would be 120. Okay, so our central angles there are 120. So on this then, when I draw in the apothem, right, my 120 gets split. Now these are 60s, and these guys are 30s. So again, we have a 30, 60, 90 triangle. We'd be able to use our 30, 60, 90 triangle rules to find missing pieces fairly quick. All right, so let's get to finding area here. Okay, so on this one, we've got a square. We know the radius is 7. So if that's 7, right, then this would be 7, this would be 7, and this would be 7. So on this one, remember we said squares, we can use apothem perimeter divide by 2, or we can use base times height, or we can use, this case, I would use diagonal times diagonal divide by 2. Right, that's what we learned last class, because it's a rhombus. So in this case, each of our diagonals would be 14. All right, and then that would give us our answer. Inches squared, whatever that is. 68 or something maybe. All right. You will have a homework assignment that looks like this where you're just filling in the angles. So since this is a hexagon, we would do divide by 6. So each of the central angles would be 60. So angle 7 is going to be a 60-degree angle. Angle 8 then, so if I split my 60, then these each would be 30s. And then 30, 90, so then angle 9 would have to be a 60. So there will be an example like this on your homework. So I just wanted to show you how to do one of those. All right. Okay, so on this one, we are finding the area of our triangle here. And we know the radius is 12. So all of these guys are 12s. So do we know the apothem or the perimeter? No, we don't know either of them. So we have to find them. All right. So remembering on a triangle, the central angles here were 120s. When I drew in my apothem, right, that 120 got split in half. So this was 60 and 60. So this would be 30 down here. Okay, so if I'm working off this triangle on the left, I know the hypotenuse is 12, and I've got a 30, 60, 90. So 12 is going to be our large side. So the side across from the 30 would be our small. So remember the large and the small are half or double. So this side would be 6. And then my side of my thing here is across from the 60, so that would be the medium, which is 6 square root 3. Okay, so I now know the apothem. So my apothem is this 6 right here, so I can fill in the 6. And I can figure out the perimeter. So if this piece is 6 square root 3, this piece over here would also be 6 square root 3. So the entire side there is going to be 12 square root 3. Okay, so if that side is 12 square root 3, then all 3 of the sides are 12 square root 3. So let's think of this as like 12x. If that was 12x, 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 we'd have 36x. Well, we don't have x, we have square root 3. So it's going to be 36 square root 3. Okay, so 12 square root 3 plus 12 square root 3 plus 12 square root 3 is 36 square root 3. Okay, and now I type everything in my calculator except the square root 3. So 6 times 36 divided by 2. All right. 6 times 36 divided by 2 is 108 square root 3. So you just attach the square root 3 at the end there, and that would be inches squared. Okay. Now, if your question says leave your answer in decimal form, then you would type all of that in on the calculator, right? So we would go 6 times 36 square root 3 equals, and then divide by 2. Okay, so it just depends, right? I think some of the questions are multiple choice, some of them are say decimal. So this one would be 187 point, I rounded there, so 187.1 inches squared. Okay, so either or here. Okay, again, it just depends on what your question is asking. If it's multiple choice, it'll be this type. If it says round to the nearest tenth, it'll be that type. Okay, now I'm